Good evening and welcome back to the Wine Investigators, our seventh episode in our Wines by Grapes series, exploring the major red and white grapes of both the Old and New Worlds. Tonight we are going to be talking about Syrah, which is also known as Shiraz in Australia. Syrah has been grown for centuries in the northern Rhone of France, producing powerful, inky, tannic, somewhat high in alcohol, and acidic, big wines. It's a classic French wine grape, and of course you see it in the northern Rhone where it is producing powerhouse reds, but you also see it in the southern Rhone where it's primarily used as a blending grape along with Grenache, which is usually the predominant varietal, as well as Mourvedre. That has been taken up by Australia in their GSM blends, which are Grenache, Syrah/Shiraz, and Mourvedre. Syrah is also grown in the Languedoc, and there's probably more plantings there than in the Rhone at this point, but it is a historical grape. As early as the time of Charlemagne, wines from Saint Joseph in the northern Rhone, which at that point were known as Les Mauves, were in fact Charlemagne's favorites. Moving to Australia, where Shiraz is king, this renamed version of the very same grape performs somewhat differently, although it depends on climate. There are places in the New World, in Australia, where they will call it Syrah because they're trying to emulate that classic Northern Rhone style of power and finesse. But a lot of Shiraz has a much more fruit-forward character. If you're talking about the top of the line Australian Shirazes, which are very age-worthy, very sought after, something like Henschke's Hill of Grace or Penfold's Grange, they will, encompass both power and finesse. But if you're talking about your mid-range Australian Shiraz, it's all about the fruit. And it's wonderful, fresh fruit, but is backed up by the tannins and the acidity. And again, it's a differential in terms of the Rhone style, which at least in the north is much more about powerful finesse. In any case, so we are going to try a Shiraz from Derenberg this evening. This is their stone jump. This is the sort of table wine level. Their wines can fetch quite high prices at the higher levels, but at really every level I find their wine very compelling. So when we sniff this, we're going to get a little bit of that chocolate quality which you find in Australian Shiraz and not so much in the Rhone, which tends to be more mint and anise, as well as meaty. You'll get bacon. You'll get a lot of pepper, which you do get in Shiraz as well. So we're going to give this another sniff. We're getting some cocoa. We're getting some sort of fruit of the woods notes from it, as well as a little bit of sage. I feel like I smell sage in every wine. On the palate, you're getting definitely more of that cocoa or cocoa nib, as well as definitely more of a strong black raspberry flavor than you get on the nose. It has nice structure, but certainly at this level of production, it's not a fruit bomb, but it's not a fruit bomb. It's just a very well-made fruit bomb. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Wine Investigators, and I will look forward to sharing another grape with you soon. Good night.